campaign evolved early access period to where, I mean, there are some people who probably just lost the day of that, I guess. And then we have Scott Van Vliet, who is the CTO at Xbox. I believe came aboard alongside of Asha Sharma when they were making some moves there with personnel and leadership. Now, he says, late last night, a licensing service that sits outside of Xbox, but which Xbox depends upon, began failing. This caused some sign-in scenarios to fail, and it caused many scenarios that require an entitlement check to also fail, such as listing out your full library and launching games that you own. It also affected several of our publishing and store partners who depend on those same systems, which is why some of you saw issues in specific games and not others. Now, they go on to explain how they worked around the clock to fix it. On-the-call teams were going crazy overnight trying to figure this one out. And then he also goes on a whole spiel about what they're going to try to do better in the future so that this doesn't happen again. But let's face it, outages happen all the time, so it'll probably happen again at some point. And it is interesting because we saw what happened with PlayStation Network going down for roughly 5 or 6 hours. And then here comes Xbox. They got to one-up them with a near 20-hour downtime for Xbox that actually was to the point where physical games wouldn't even work. And it's just, man, is it all this happening while the discussion is ongoing around an all-digital landscape for next generation with the PlayStation 6 and Xbox Helix. It's just, I've said it before, and I'm sure I'll say it many, many times as stuff like this happens. It's just that these companies aren't ready for it yet. Like, we see it right now with the PS5 and the Xbox Series struggles when services go down like this, and then if it's extended, you start to look around and go, wow, this device really is that locked into the internet, which is something people were not happy about back in 2013 when it was proposed for the Xbox One. But I guess times change, and yay DRM. So I don't think they're ready for what they're proposing here with an all-digital future looming at this point, not only because digital rights are basically absent completely, but also because the underlying infrastructure doesn't necessarily seem up to the task at this point. Because if those services go down, it starts to feel more and more like that game system that you have under the TV, like legitimately isn't working. Next up, let's talk about Grand Theft Auto 6 and how it will be a code in the box at retail, and that's the whole thing as is. Like, man, we really couldn't get a physical disc for GTA 6 gave people so long for. And it would have gotten out obviously before the cutoff January 2028, but now they're jumping ahead of that and we'll get the code in the box. Maybe they'll at least put a map inside of the case. We'll see. But at least in Japan, there could be some fine print that you have to double check. And in fact, we can see this was shared by Genki. Now, Genki had shared this previously, but it seemed like there was still some uncertainty around this until now, where he says it has been confirmed that in Japan, the Grand Theft Auto 6 physical version download code in the box will expire after 170 days due to regional regulations. The reason is the Japan Payment Services Act that states companies selling prepaid payments must register and provide a financial deposit of at least half the unused balance to the Japan Legal Affairs Bureau to protect consumers from scams. Companies are exempt from having to do this if there is a less than 6-month expiry on the prepaid code. Well, I don't think Rockstar and Take-Two are going anywhere necessarily. Like, they're not going to go under or anything, and then people can't access their code that maybe they have, even honestly, 5 or 6 years from now or something, going to next generation. I feel like GTA 6 probably going to do pretty well. Take-Two will print a bunch of money, and life will roll on from there. But in this case, it doesn't seem like they want to have any kind of deposit, so if you buy GTA 6 in Japan, you better access that code right away, or at least within 170 days. I feel like most people will when they buy it. I'm thinking more about the straggler copies that just stick around in I guess in a warehouse somewhere, and they finally make their way out to store shelves, and then, oh, wait a minute, it doesn't actually work because we got this thing in 8 or 9 months ago. The other part that was a little annoying, I'll admit, when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, these codes will be region locked for the PS5. And I didn't even think of that. I said, man, because we were working away from region locking games. I remember with the Switch, that was a big deal for the physical games. Like, Nintendo actually put it up as part of their slides. Oh, these games will be region free now. And it's like, man, okay, we've gotten to the point where games are being like more widely available. Of course, you can order stuff, import them. If there's not a physical copy that you have, like I did it with Tokyo Extreme Racer on the PlayStation 5. I imported it right? So it was really cool to do that on Play Asia. It's like, great, I have the physical copy of the game. And, I mean, here, let's say with digital codes, I mean, if it doesn't get a full release in your region, I guess you're just not playing it, and they're listing it out to where, of course, which region, and there's codes you'd have to go through on top of the code itself, or regional codes. And then I also think about, like, places in the world that don't have access to PlayStation Network. I guess you'd be going against terms of services to then make an account outside of your region to then get a regional lock code for that. I guess I'll be saying it again. Yeah, they're not ready for
it's a trap.
All digital future.
Take 'em down.
But there you go. I guess if you get GTA 6 code in a box in Japan, probably make sure you at least attempt to redeem that code within 170 days of purchase. Next up, let's talk about another update for PlayStation that seems to be hinting towards their handheld. And I'm really curious to see what the follow-up, I guess you consider the follow-up years and years later, decade plus later, for the Vita. And I was using the Vita over the weekend because it turns out you can stream, as we mentioned here, the Xbox cloud-based games. I thought it was just weird to see these things functioning like Halo or Forza on the Vita. Technically, it functioned. It wasn't the best experience, but it did work. So I was looking at the Vita and I said, man, I am curious what Sony comes up with here. And when we see some of these updates like this one, for example, now this is for Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, patch 1.09. And what does it do? Well, it introduces a new option. You can reduce power consumption by scaling back performance in supported games when enabled. And we have seen this get rolled out with these power saver settings for a ton of games. There are many first-party titles, so third-party games, even, yes, some smaller titles. I mean, there are indie games where you look at it and go, probably doesn't need the full power of the PlayStation 5. So, you know what, if you want to save on, I guess, your electric bill, you can do that here. But I think most of us look at that and go, I mean, it's already plugged into the wall. I want the best possible experience being tethered to the TV here. That's the idea of having a, say, high-end console box, is that you are going to get all the bells and whistles of as much 4K 60 as you can get in HDR. So when you do the power saver settings and you're maybe having the frame rate down to 30 or cutting the resolution to 1080p or something, it doesn't really make sense to me, and I'm genuinely curious if anyone out there has a reason as to why they would be utilizing that, or why they are utilizing it now, like if you are. Otherwise, though, I think it's a pretty clear sign that this is just them more or less working with developers. Some of the constraints around lower TDP for a handheld, maybe turning off certain cores, again, lowering the power draw to the system, just as a way for them to figure out how their game runs in that setting. Now, we're also dealing with older hardware, PS5, like Zen 2 architecture. So I think when the handheld shows up, that will have much newer architecture and probably access to a newer PSSR and upscaling techniques and probably better ray tracing. They should have better performance, but this is just them, I think, working around a certain profile that would be almost worst case scenario for the handheld itself. So whenever you see this pop up, just kind of look at it and go, okay, I see what Sony's doing here, and I think we're going to probably see the handheld and whatever their PS6 console ends up looking like in 2027, maybe around, GDC is where obviously a lot of developers will be talking about the CES and take off. We might have Mark Cerny walk out on stage and just very calmly explain to everyone some of the cool things that'll be used, I guess, with them and AMD with this Project Amethyst. But I'm, at this point, more interested in the handheld than the console, because at least the handheld, I think it can fill, I guess fill more needs in terms of convenience over just more 4K. And in our last bit of news, let's talk about a potential shadow drop during QuakeCon. QuakeCon will be happening next weekend, and we've seen this before where different games will actually just be randomly dropped, whether it's like something with Doom or Quake. In this case, though, they're going back to a classic that I kind of forgot about. It was on the Xbox 360. I remember seeing the box art for this game pretty consistently out on store shelves there at the store we had, because it also wasn't like the highest regarded game. Like, people didn't exactly look at it and go, wow, that's a game of the year contender, or even a decent game. And that's Wolfenstein 2009. I can very vividly see like the blue cover art for that game. But you can see this, though. This is a tweet that a person put out talking about how Wolfenstein 2009 is likely getting remastered and shadow dropped because it has had its original release date removed and is now being listed as Steam Deck verified. The game, though, it is currently delisted on all digital storefronts. I mean, this is really just signaling that something is happening with this game behind the scenes within, like, the Steam database. And, yeah, I don't know why you would go back and all of a sudden make it Steam Deck verified and start playing around with the original release date, removing it to prepare it for a new release date. And on top of that, there is a Wolfenstein series that is currently in development, as Microsoft has already told us that with Bethesda. So it does kind of line up for them to be looking more and more into Wolfenstein. This seems like one of those fun, like smaller kind of projects that, again, they can just shadow drop during QuakeCon, or at least announce it for a near future release. That's what this, I feel like, would be. It's a smaller remaster project that is ready to go immediately or the following week or two. Just a way to get people excited for something happening relatively quickly.
You're dead meat, pal.
Again, it's not a Wolfenstein game I look back on and go, man, that was, what a classic. But it's also a game I haven't played in forever, so I would be curious what the remaster would exactly look like, how it would play. As long as the price is right on that one. I don't necessarily think that's one that you show up with a full remaster at 50 or 60 bucks. I think the price has to be a little more reasonable for a game like that. But if you were a big fan of Wolfenstein 2009 back in the day, let me know down in the comments. And before we go to the comments of the day, we'll take a look at the poll that I posted up yesterday, where I asked, do you think Final Fantasy 17 will be more turn-based or more action-oriented for battles? Okay, so a lot of people believe it's going to be more action-based. And 29% say turn-based. So it looks like, well, at least for now, what we're seeing at Final Fantasy 7, like that whole trilogy series, Revelation, is going to be wrapping up next year. And so then you feel like 17 would start, you get rumblings of them showing that probably the following year, or even at the end, we'll say, of 2027. Yeah. And during the recent Final Fantasy 14 convention that they had, there was some teasing that Naoki Hamaguchi could actually be working on Final Fantasy 17 along with closing out this Final Fantasy 7 Remake trilogy, as Yoshi P kind of joked about it. And I think they've done a good job with the combat in Final Fantasy 7, the past few remake, Rebirth, and then Revelation. And they've kind of evolved it over time. Maybe we get something kind of similar to that, where you do still slow down time or even stop time completely, but then mix in action elements, because 16, I think for a lot of people in the Final Fantasy universe, went a little too far into action, and they'd like to see a bit of a mixture, I think. And that's what I believe we're going to get. Not full-on turn-based, but also not full-on action. It's probably going to be somewhere in the middle, but I will say, if I had to guess, it might lean more towards turn-based than action. At least, maybe that's what I'm hoping to see. And we'll finish up with the comments of the day, as you're seeing here. This is from Russell Sprout. It says, nobody knows how protests work. If you give an end date to your protest, the company being protested just has to wait it out. Yeah, I guess that's a good point. I guess you normally just keep protesting until you get some kind of response from, I guess, the people you're protesting against. So Sony's, I guess, at least going to look to see. And, okay, I'm sure they're at least aware of this, what's happening. They probably will look and see. Like, all right, let's take a look at the numbers as this is ongoing. As they will have, I mean, minute-to-minute updates internally in terms of data and telemetry to see if people really are doing off their system, if they're not buying. Or, unfortunately, what this could end up doing with this blackout is show Sony that there's really not enough online to really move the needle for them in terms of, like, tangible results. It's still loud online. They showed off record player, and the comments, none of them were about the record player. So it's still difficult, I feel like, for them to advertise more so than, obviously, before they made that announcement. But in Sony's mind, that's only going to go so far. They do need to see a hit to their bottom line, and I don't really think that's going to happen necessarily until they start having to sell an expensive PlayStation 6 and probably an expensive handheld, but that also may be more so because, man, this stuff's expensive, and the PS5, yeah, it still works just fine for me. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it here for Newswave. If you enjoyed this video, guys, hit that like button. If not, hit the dislike. Leave comments down below about everything we talked about here today. If you missed yesterday's Newswave, I'll leave it up here in a card. Or maybe you wanted to hear more about just the overall discussion past week of video games with Splatoon Raiders, Halo, and obviously the whole thing around Sony and physical media. We did an entire podcast guess, on that, and I'll leave it right there. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Secret weapon. More resistance than I expected.
Something's got him riled up.
They're coming up from behind, too. Watch out!
We're approaching the base's coordinates.
Mines! Take them out from a distance.
The base has been pulverized.
Guess somebody beat us to the punch. What is that thing?
Enemies on my tail. Nice shooting, Fox.
Fox, scanners show some weird energy readings in your vicinity.
This whole place is weird.
Trajectory confirmed. Supply drop deployed.
Watch out for that thing! Let's get out of here while we still can.
One. Oh, mine was like 5 minutes. That's improvable. There we go.
Whoa, whoa, Fox! Look behind you! Let me guess. The secret weapon?
Destroy! Destroy! Data analysis coming your way now. I will terminate all enemies.
Alright.
You are.
Its frame is impenetrable. Aim for the eyes.
Where is the creator?
Creator? What's wrong with it?
It's malfunctioning and attacking anything that moves. You are an enemy. Nice shot. It's powering down.
Wait a minute. It's back online.
The view is clear. Continued existence of enemies is unacceptable. Termination underway! If I can get close, I can reprogram it.
Flippy, get back here.
Fox!
Missed.
Slippy!
Why has the creator abandoned me?
Oh, lost time. -2? Full speed.
It's hard to see anything through the sandstorms. And
Well. Full steam ahead. Full speed ahead. Yes. My fault.
Rob, give me last known location on Slippy's R-Wing.
Impact site at 12 o'clock.
Harsh terrain, magnetic storms. This place has it all.
We'll keep our eyes open up here, Fox.
Almost looks like you know how to drive that thing.
Want to come down and take it for a spin, Falco?
I'll pass. I'm built for the sky. Slippy. Why do you gotta be such a pain in the neck? So much for pep.
Try hovering.
Looks like landmines
Oh, yeah.
ahead.
Lock on and destroy them from a distance, or use hover to fly over them.
Oh, I gotta clean up my Ow.
Laser turrets. Boost to outrun their fire. This detour's gonna set us back, but Slippy's worth the risk.
Your leadership got us here, Fox.
Oh, need some help, man.
Enemies in.
This place is even deadlier than they say.
Come on, Slippy. Give us a sign.
They've got me in their sights. Guess I'll save my own hide.
We don't have eyes on you,
I'm gonna have
Fox.
to save mine
Keep your
too.
wits about you.
Mayday! Mayday! Is anybody out there?
Slippy, we read you. Get a move on, Fox. I'll be there soon.
Slippy, hang on!
I knew you'd show up eventually.
Plenty of help.
Fox, it's pulling me under.
Wait for it.
Let go of our engineer, you ugly bug face.
Take out its arms, Fox.
Too much.
Where's our analysis, Slippy? Make yourself useful.
I'm clear. Our ring's operational. Sending enemy analysis to your monitor now.
I can tank all of. Alright. Tanked it.
We gotta get through that force field.
Aim for the 6 energy towers.
I'll cover you, Fox. I don't roll over for anyone.
Too bad we have to scrap this thing. It's incredible.
Ow.
Yeah, super cool. Let's blow it up anyway. That knocked out the fourth wheel.
Let's go in a circle.
Looks like we got more company.
I'll go in circles.
It's your own target, Fox.
Hey, mind your own business.
30
Radar
seconds.
says I'm in trouble.
Appreciate it, Fox.
That's enough for sub 30.
It's not a competition. The satellite core is exposed. That's our target.
Ooh, that was too close. Hey, I had dibs.
Hey, not helpful.
I knew I could count on you.
I make it look easy.
Supplies deployed.
Ha! 43! .4 save. Come on. 6.
It's showtime, Star Fox. Eyes up, jets high. These guys aren't even in the same league.
Keep your guard up. Andros knows we're here.
No kidding.
I think we made him mad.
Don't go dying on me, Fox.
Stay sharp. I won't lose anyone else to this place.
Let's show him what an R-Wing can do.
I'll take the left.
I've got the right.
Nice of them to line up for us.
I'm going left. Take them all out. There's more incoming.
Supplies deployed. Show them who is boss.
Falco's a bad influence on you, Rob.
Whoa, what a defense system.
I wish your dad could see us now.
He'd tell us to get the job done, no matter what.
Those tin cans are no match for me!
Rob, secure the comms.
We'll show him tin cans.
So we're headed right into that ominous temple. Sure, that tracks.
Come on, tough guy. It'll be fun.
It's running away. Should we pursue?
Alright.
This place is one big death trap.
Target the soldiers.
Don't get too close, Fox.
Can't outrun my scan. Sending analysis to you now.
Never give up. Trust your instinct. What's that on its back?
Star Fox! You know that I control the galaxy! How very foolish to face me on your own! Are you so eager to repeat your father's mistakes?
Of course. Sub 30 in this category. Nice. Made it.
I should have known better than to worry.
Your father'd be proud of you.
I'll admit it. You did good, Fox.
Alright. 3.
Tremendous work, Star Fox. The Lilat system owes you a significant debt of gratitude.
Not just gratitude, General. I'm sending the bill over now. Nice doing business with you.
The payday takes some of the sting off. But did you really have to snag all the glory for yourself, Fox?
Come on, Falco. We helped save the entire system. The war's finally over.
Yeah, and I'm already
All 3.
bored.
Except
Fox? Everything okay?
I don't know, Peppy. I've got this funny feeling. Like it isn't over. Like maybe we played right into Andross's hands.
it's probably gonna be like world record level. Like I'm not worthy. Whatever.
The fools think they've won.